22 women say Texas's abortion bans have harmed them personally. Some have nearly died, and they began suing the state in March. After hours of detailed testimony, a state district judge partially blocked Texas's heartbeat ban, that law. She ruled that people with specific pregnancy complications or non-viable pregnancies should have abortion access. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton promptly appealed that ruling, taking the position that Texas law already has a vague medical exception. Today, the state's highest court heard oral arguments.
While there is technically a medical exception to the bans, no one knows what it means, and the state won't tell us. The court would be saying that a patient needs to have blood or amniotic fluid dripping down their leg before they can come to court.
The Texas State Supreme Court is expected to rule in just a few weeks. Joining me now is Minnie Tamaraju, President and CEO of Reproductive Freedom for All, formerly known as NARAL Pro-Choice America. Minnie, thank you for being here tonight. I think it's worth noting that there were 5 plaintiffs in this suit initially, and now there are 22. What does that signal to you about the gravity of this law?
Well, first of all, kudos to our friends at the Center for Reproductive Rights, just top-notch litigators running an incredibly impressive program in Texas and beyond. But it definitely says the longer these bans are in place, the more horror stories that are emerging. And as we continue to see the impact of Dobbs across the country, but particularly in places like Texas, where SB 8 was in effect before the Dobbs decision, months before the Dobbs decision, the cases are just piling up. And you're seeing more and more brave women coming forward. And thank goodness, because their stories are really helping shift the narrative in the country, but also they're really critical to pushing back against the Texas legislature's really significant overreach.
Yeah, when you talk about shifting the narrative, I mean, many of the women in these cases want to have children. Something happens either with them or with the fetus, and termination is the only option. I wonder how you think that's maybe shifted the traditional political divide on the subject of reproductive freedom.
You know, women coming forward and explaining how their very wanted pregnancies went awry, how they almost went into sepsis, how they almost went into shock, almost died. Molly Duane's point about having to have amniotic fluid dripping down your leg before the state of Texas considers you eligible as a plaintiff in a case like this. This is so important because what it does is it rips away the lies and the disinformation about why folks get abortions, when folks get abortions, and what circumstances they get them in, right? These cases clearly illustrate that abortion is healthcare. They also clearly illustrate why exceptions don't work and how Texas has specifically designed such a vague exception that the state can't even articulate what it means. Doctors have to go to court to get them to explain it.
Yeah, it's just made the physician-patient relationship that much more fraught. What is your expectation here as far as what the courts do?
You know, this is all about that lower court decision, right? That lower court injunction. I know that our friends at CRR feel very strong in their suit, in their arguments today. I think we're hopeful that there will be the injunction will be upheld, and there will be further explanation for what these exceptions are supposed to mean. I think what I want to underscore, though, in Texas, this Supreme Court is 9 Republicans. The questioning today by the judges was definitely not without its own disinformation and bias. These attorneys and these plaintiffs are incredibly compelling, however, and their case is really, really strong. I think what we really have to pivot to at the national level, however, is continuing to fight for federal protections, because in a place like Texas, you know, CRR is being surgical, the Center for Reproductive Rights in this litigation, but we don't have a chance to go directly to the people on a ballot initiative. This is a gerrymandered, you know, super majority of Republican extremists in the legislature. The best relief for Texas is federal legislation to codify Roe and make a federal right to abortion again in this country.
Minnie Tamaraju, thank you for your time tonight. I do appreciate it.